Joaquin, better known as Waterboy, was a young Puerto Rican boy growing up in the tough streets of Newark, New Jersey. Raised by his single mother, he was a constant source of worry for her. Trouble seemed to follow him like a shadow, whether it was getting into fights at school, skipping classes, or running with the wrong crowd. Joaquin was always in some kind of trouble. By the time he turned 12, his mother had had enough. She made the tough decision to send him to live with his father in Puerto Rico, hoping that the change of scenery would set him on a better path. Joaquin was excited about the move, especially because of the beaches. He loved the ocean and imagined endless days of swimming and sun. However, Puerto Rico didn't turn out to be the paradise Joaquin had hoped for. The neighborhood he moved into was rough, and it didn't take long for him to fall in with a group of mischievous kids. They were always up to no good, playing pranks, causing trouble, and hanging around older boys who were involved in a local gang. Joaquin, who was still learning Spanish, didn't always understand what was happening, but he went along with it, desperate to fit in. One hot afternoon, while they were running around the neighborhood, one of the older boys told Joaquin to shout Agua as loud as he could. Joaquin, thinking it was just another harmless prank, did as he was told. He yelled it again and again, laughing as the word echoed through the streets. Then, out of nowhere, one of the boys hurled a frozen water bottle at a passing police officer. The police gave chase, and the boys scattered in every direction, but Joaquin wasn't fast enough. He was caught and dragged back home by the officer. It was then that his father learned the true nature of the boys Joaquin had been hanging out with. Agua wasn't just a word, it was a taunt, a way of calling the police weak or soft. Joaquin was humiliated and scared, and his father was furious. Realizing that Puerto Rico wasn't helping, his father sent him back to Newark. Joaquin returned to his mother, frustrated and angry, feeling like he was constantly being pushed around with nowhere to belong. School was still a struggle, his grades were too low to get him into a decent high school, and his temper kept him in the principal's office more than in class. In a desperate attempt to find some peace, Joaquin started spending his free time at the local pool, swimming laps until he was too exhausted to think about his problems. The water was the only place he felt in control, the only place where his mind was clear. One day, as he swam, Angel, Solo's eagle, soared above the pool, watching intently. Angel had developed a keen eye for troubled youth, and Joaquin was no exception. Later that day, Angel delivered an empty scroll to Solo, signaling that another potential student had been found. Solo took the hint. He wrote out an invitation and sent Angel back to Joaquin's neighborhood. The next morning, as Joaquin was getting ready to head to the pool, he found a scroll at his doorstep. The message inside was simple but powerful: "You have been invited to make a change for the better. See you soon." Joaquin didn't know who had sent the message or why, but something inside him stirred. He folded the invitation carefully and slipped it into his pocket. For the first time in a long while, he felt like he had a chance to turn his life around. His journey with Solo was about to begin, and deep down, Joaquin was ready to embrace it.